I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of our shooting show, and we certainly want to welcome you to today's program. We have an interesting program. I think you'll find it educational today. We're also going to have some fun. We just came back from Bill Wilson's place up in northern Arkansas where they had a state IDPA match, and we have some really good footage of this new shooting discipline, which we are 100% in support of, because you know what, friends? We cannot win our battle. We don't have any chance at all unless we get people out participating and finding out how guns work. And due to space limitations or range limitations, handguns have a lot going for them, and plus it's exciting, it is challenging. This is really a great discipline. We'll be talking about that later on in the program today. Let me read you something that one of our viewers sent to us. This was out of USA Today, written by someone named Mark J. in Hamburg, New York. It says, "In the wake of the tragic death of Princess Diana, I've been thinking about what we can do to protect the celebrities in our country from aggressive photographers, and I think I have a solution." He says, "I call it camera control. For starters, we should enact laws to outlaw the sale of high-powered camera lenses. In addition, fully automatic cameras with the ability to take photographs in rapid-fire succession also should be banned. Imagine how our movie stars and politicians will be able to sleep at night knowing that these terrifying instruments will be off our streets. There should also be an outright ban on pocket cameras. Anyone caught with a concealed camera should receive a mandatory jail sentence." Excuse me. "I realize, however, that we cannot fully eliminate cameras. They are entrenched in our culture, and there are some legitimate reasons for their existence. Just to be safe, though, maybe we should pass laws to require a mandatory 15-day waiting period before someone can purchase one of these devices. Of course, anybody purchasing a camera must be properly registered with the government. That ought to do it. Ban the high-tech cameras, make it difficult for anybody to buy the rest, and our society will be safe once again. At least I will feel better about myself knowing I cared and did something about it." Well, you know what, friends? That's from Mark J. in Hamburg, New York, out of USA Today. You know, friends, that just goes to show how ridiculous. You know, they're not talking about the behavior of people here. They're blaming an inanimate object. Well, guess what? How does that compare with blaming a machine for human difficulties, for human error, for human behavior? Blame a machine. Don't blame the root of the cause, which is the individual's actions. You see, friends, here in our country, we're getting away from the concept of personal responsibility. Well, heck, nobody's responsible. We'll let the government worry about it. They'll take care of it. You know, we'll assign a committee and we'll have an oversight group, and no one's responsible anymore. Well, you know what? An attitude like that gets us to a point where nobody's working, nobody's defending the country, nobody's progressing, nobody's discovering anything, nobody's doing anything. You know, socialism was tried. One of the very first experiments in this country was socialism. And you know what? They darn near starved, almost starved. So, friends, we're going to resist as long as is humanly possible. And guess what? We don't have to have the whole population with us. As I've been saying, we only have to have that 5%. Remember these initials, EMA. We've got to have our people educated, motivated, and activated. That means we're going to do something about it. We're going to take part in elections. We're going to write letters. We're going to stand up for our rights. EMA, educated, motivated, and activated. We have to, friends, we have to. We do have a great show for you. Let me tell you, we are making some progress with some other people. We're in talks now about the possibility of a gun-friendly network that would expand our programming terrifically, that would put our program on more than once a week. A lot of people over our country, through cable companies and all that don't have satellite dishes, they could get our program, and a lot of other gun-friendly programming. Not just us, but certainly more of us. And friends, it is possible. If you can help us, if you have a company and you can afford to advertise, maybe you can only spend $25 a week. Maybe you can spend $50 a week, whatever you can spend. Maybe a couple of $100 a month, whatever you can spend, we can work something out. You can call us at the Shooting Show. Of course, our standard address and phone number, the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Dubberly, Louisiana, the zip code 71024, and certainly our phone number, area 318-377-5189. Hey friends, together we can do it. I can't do it by myself, me and the judge and a few others, but you know what? We're not by ourselves. There's all of us. Heck, there are 70 million gun owners in this country, friends, and you know, if we can just get a small percentage of the gun owners active, just get them active. Well, friends, we have some real chances to turn this thing around. Now, realize that this socialist New World Order stuff did not start overnight. It's like a freight train. It takes a while to stop it, takes a while to turn it around. But if we don't make the effort, it will never turn around. And we're going to lose our gun rights. We're just going to be a world citizen with no more rights than any slave in any country has, because that's the objective. And guess what, friends? We don't want it. And as long as there's breath in those of us who don't, we're going to fight it until the very end. And we have a chance of turning it around. We absolutely do. It's not over with. If you're seeing this on TV today, the battle is not over. It is not over. And we have a chance, friends. Will you help us? Can you contribute to our project? $5, $50, $100, $500, whatever you can contribute to our project, please do what you can, please. Because you know what? If we get involved with a network of other people that are gun-friendly, our program can get on more times a week, our sponsors will do better, everybody's happy. We won't have to ask for contributions. We won't have to. So please, if you can help us survive to get there, sincerely. Well, let's see, friends, and we've got a scenario here. We've got our attack watermelon here behind us here, and which I haven't seen this technique shot in any of the shooting schools. Maybe we should consider it. If we had a threat come up right behind us, you know, maybe we couldn't turn to the right, maybe we couldn't turn to the left. Maybe there's something else we can do. We might draw our gun and turn this way. Well, like my friend Harold Terry says, whatever it takes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in beautiful suburban Berryville, Arkansas with a good friend of ours, Bill Wilson. And Bill, you had a really fine match today. Who was out shooting today, sir?
Who was shooting today?
Yes,
I think we had 50 some odd shooters from we had as far away as Nebraska, a lot of Arkansas shooters, a lot of Missouri shooters, and Nebraska and Kansas, I think, 4 states.
Well, now what they've done, friends, this is actually a state match. Am I correct?
Yeah,
for the IDPA.
This is the first annual IDPA state championship.
All right, this is state championship today, and you've been out here since about 8 or so this morning, and of course, tremendous turnout for your first time. And you know, friends, we're supporting this discipline on our shooting show because this allows people. Now, Bill, you're known for your work on 1911. What is that you're carrying today, sir?
It's a Beretta 92F.
Now, what in the world would possess you to carry a Beretta out here when you're Mr. 1911?
Well, the real future of this shooting sport is the stock service pistol division. And I just feel like, at least until it gets off the ground, I should really support that division, because that's what's going to bring all the new shooters into IDPA, because all you need to come out and shoot with us is, say, a Glock 17 or a Beretta 92F or a Taurus PT92 and an Uncle Mike's holster and a couple of spare magazines. That's all the equipment that you need to come and shoot with us.
Well, plus, or a Smith & Wesson revolver or a Taurus revolver.
That's right.
And we've got someone, in fact, we're going to run through, which stage is this we have here, Bill?
This is stage 4 right behind us here.
And how many rounds in this particular stage? You remember offhand?
I think it's either 12 or 14 minimum.
Great. Well, friends, we're going to follow a couple of the shooters through, and it's been a pretty day. Now, the rain didn't stop you, did it?
No, we had a little bit of a rain delay, but luckily it came at lunch, so we broke and had a nice barbecue lunch, and then a few of us had to shoot in the rain right after lunch, but it cleared off and it's real nice now. Of
course, for a dedicated shooter, the rain is really not an issue.
It's not really the only problem with the rain is the targets get wet and the pacers don't stick on the targets. That's a downside.
Well, I tell you, friends, this is a great shooting sport, a great discipline, and honestly, that's a sacrifice on your part, Bill. I mean, you know, your work has been ongoing with the great 1911 design, but you're out here showing people that you can have any kind of functional, reliable gun and be competitive.
That's right.
Great. Well, let's follow a couple of shooters through, and in fact, maybe we can get you to shoot one through, huh, Bill?
That'll be fine.
All right, let's see what it looks like. Friends, what we have here, this particular stage is called Home Invasion, and of course, realistic scenarios as far as placement of targets or what may have to be done is what we're concerned with here in real type situations. So here's the scenario we're talking about here. And of course, still have some shooters next door. I'm sure you'll be able to hear this all right. You start with standing facing the door, your hands naturally at your sides, and here's what happens. You hear sounds of a major disturbance outside your home. You open the door to find two neighbor kids being attacked by a group of gang members. The kids are in danger, and you, in fact, are under fire. Now, what you have to do on signal, you open the door with your strong hand, draw and engage target 1 with a minimum of 2 rounds. Your first shot will start the moving target here. We'll see that in just a minute. Continue firing until you have engaged all threat targets with a minimum of 2 rounds each. All shots must be fired from behind the threshold of the doorway, and the reload must be made from slide lock, which means you have to shoot your gun dry, which a lot of us actually would do under real conditions. And the mover must be engaged before it reaches the steel knockdown target. Guns must be loaded to full capacity per the IDPA rules. So let's see what it looks like. We're going to follow a shooter through and see how it goes. Is going to
make ready.
Make ready. We're going to follow him through the drill. Bill Wilson's going to run with him with the timer. And let's see what's going to happen.
Is the shooter ready? Stand by. Okay. Reload and holster. Good. Holster.
Now, friends, this moving target is moving pretty fast. We'll try and get a different angle here. But let's go up and look at Jess's hits. Now, which one was your first target? This one right here, sir?
Yeah, that'll be right here. Target number 1.
Which was good.
Right.
And your hits on the mover were pretty good, looked like. How many times you shot?
I shot it 3 times. I thought I had to kind of recover to get 2 proper hits on it. So it was my judgment call, so I gave it 3 shots.
Right. Bill, how fast is that moving target running?
It's running 10 feet a second.
Which is, somebody has to be walking pretty fast to do.
It's probably like a slow jog.
Great. All right, we had 2 good hits here. Which was your second target you shot?
The second target will be address target number 3 over there, which are kind of 2 points down on it.
Yeah, but you still had 2 hits. That's important.
Yeah.
And there, where'd you go from there?
After that target, I shot the mover over there.
But you had
That's target number 2, and
2 super hits on the mover and 1 still on the paper out of 3. Great. Then where did you go from there?
And then I shot target number 4 here with 2 clean hits.
2 really good hits, yes. All right.
And I went over here to target number 5. I got 2 solid hits on that one too.
Right.
And finally I shot target number 6 over there, and there'll be 2 solid hits also.
Really good run.
So according to our score system, I'll be added 1 full second to my shooting time, because the 2 points I'm down over there, they count for a half second each. So that'll be 1 second added to my time. And what was my time? It was 10:77.
10:77.
Yeah, it will be 11:77. It's a kind of a, it will be considered a top score.
Now you, Bill, you said Jess here was one of the top shooters in today's competition. Is that correct?
Well, matter of fact, he's our state champion today. So.
Well, great. Well, in fact, Jess did win. Congratulations,
Thank
sir.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Jess, where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Europe.
Really?
Right now, I'm working for Wilson's.
Well, I tell you what, we certainly, it's always good to have a good shooter come from anywhere, you know, and compete. Now, you're shooting a what, a Glock?
This is a standard Glock 17 9mm pistol that the majority of police officers and agencies would carry nowadays, and also armies and stuff like that.
Right.
And also now that many civilians, they can have a CCW, they're also going with Glock. So.
Well, they're a good, reliable pistol. If someone has one and likes it, more power to them, you know, and I certainly, you did a good job with it today.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station. You know, friends, all of us as shooting enthusiasts should be subscribing to Shotgun News, the trading post for anything that shoots. 3 big issues monthly with literally thousands and thousands of firearms bargains. Give them a call, 1-800-345-6923, a very inexpensive subscription price. Again, 1-800-345-6923. Subscribe today.
Now, friends, what you're looking at here is the prettiest non-box of ammunition you'll ever see. This, of course, is from the great Georgia Arms Company in Villa Rica, Georgia. And if you look closely, you can see those Nostra ballistic tip bullets in this great 223 ammunition. Realize hunting season is coming up. A lot of you are going to be going out in the woods after your deer or whatever other kind of game animal, and you certainly want to give Georgia Arms a call because they have superior grade ammunition at literally discount prices. I don't see how they can do it so inexpensively because you do get the best ammunition money can buy, whether it's your 7mm Remington Magnum or 223 or whatever else, or your handgun. You need to give Georgia Arms a call.
The people at Georgia Arms do understand what's going on in this country. They understand how important our gun rights are, and they're supporting us on this project. The good news is you can get absolutely superior ammunition at discount prices, whether you have a handgun or a rifle. If you want to take that big hunt, you can afford to practice with your rifle as well as use that same ammunition on the hunt because they are so reasonably priced. These are some of the nicest people we have ever met in this business, bar none, and they're down in beautiful Villa Rica, Georgia. So please, friends, if you would, you can get a free catalog with a free phone call. That's as good as the deal gets. A free catalog, free phone call, 1-800-624-6861. Again, Georgia Arms, 1-800-624-6861. And please tell them you saw it here on our shooting show. Now, friends, we have Alex here who's going to be our next shooter, who's going to demonstrate this. But, Alex, you don't have a semi-automatic, sir. What kind of gun are you carrying today?
I'm using a Smith & Wesson Model 25 revolver. It's an AC-45 ACP caliber, and it shoots what we call full moon clips, which make it a little easier to reload.
Well, that would be a good choice for certainly for defense or certainly for speed shooting like you're doing today going for.
Yeah.
But they are excellent revolvers, and let's see how it looks with you. You're doing the same drill that the semi-automatics are doing. Am I right?
Exact same drill.
Okay, we'll enjoy watching, sir.
Okay.
All right, sir. Face down, move, ready, please.
Notice that's an inside the pants holster, friends. So realism here is important.
Okay. Are you ready? Stand by. If you're finished, unload your field.
See how his scores looked here.
All right. On the first target 1 here.
Excellent.
You got 2 solid hits. Did you shoot that one first?
Yes, I did.
My goodness.
2 solid hits here. 2 solid hits on the mover. And we got 2. Let's see here. Should be 2 there, right?
I'm sure they're both in that hole.
Oh yes, there's no question they're in the same hole.
Yeah, there are 2 there. We don't even need.
That is great.
We don't even need the scoring overlay. And we got 2 solid hits here. Finally, on target number 6, we got 2 solid hits. So that's a full score.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Alex, terrific shooting, sir. Impressive.
I've got no complaints.
Well, I tell you what, you don't give up anything with that revolver.
Not in this particular stage. It's revolver friendly.
Absolutely. Excellent shooting, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, Alex's time was very similar to yours on the previous run.
Right. He's got 11:25 here, which are kind of a half second slower than mine, and that's extremely well shooting, especially with a revolver, taking into consideration that he has to perform that reload. And also,
And he really couldn't afford a miss there, could he?
right, he needs to kind of pace down his shooting a little bit, because he's got a miss, for instance, on the move we got over here to my right. He will have to go for a second reload, and a reload, even a swift reload, that would probably add maybe 3 to 3.5 seconds to his all time.
At best.
So he shot extremely well on this stage.
Excellent time. Now, friends, our next scenario is a shootout at the convenience store, and some of these drills actually get pretty intricate, but they're things that we actually might have to face. I think this would be a terrific discipline for a lot of police officers, because it's more realistic than what most of police training is, certainly in my experience anyway. It's required, let's see, starting position, we have five IDPA threat targets, 1 non-threat target, 4 steel plates at 6 to 9 yards. The starting position, hand position for the shooter, standing erect behind the counter, both hands on the countertop, gun and spare magazines will be under the counter, which is a realistic scenario for a number of convenience store operators. All right, here's the story. You're working check out at the local convenience store when a robbery attempt is made. You engage the robbers in the store, then continue to fight out the door with additional men with the getaway car. This actually happened to a friend of mine recently back in Shreveport. Okay, procedure is on signal. Pick up your gun from under the counter and engage target 1 and 3. T1 must be engaged first with 2 rounds each minimum, and P1 with 1 round. Tactical load from behind the counter. Move to the left side of the barricade with 2 rounds minimum. All shots from the counter must be fired through the 8-inch high opening above the counter. So, it's simpler than it sounds. Trust me, it's easier than it sounds. So let's watch a couple of shooters go through it and see how it comes out. Jess is going to run Bill through this particular drill, and here we are. We have our targets here, so let's watch closely.
Load and make ready.
Remember, the gun's under the counter. Our threat is on the other side over here.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Tactical reload.
If you're finished, unload, show clear. Gun clear, hammer down, holster. Range is clear. Time 13:02. Look at the score.
And of course, friends, our hits look real good here. Great.
On T1, we have a full score, so there's no points down.
Great.
On target number 2, we have a full score. 2 center hits here.
All right,
And
of course.
we hit the steel plate.
Plate.
And on target number 3, we have a full score.
Remember, we're using Bill's Beretta 92 here.
On the next target, we're 1 point down from a full score. It's just outside the center ring here.
Right.
Like a 1/4 inch outside. We got the steel, and the next steel, and on the last target.
2 excellent hits on this last target.
Perfect hit there too.
Great.
And we got the last steel plate too.
A good run.
So the total time will be 13:52 with that half second added to the total time.
So that 1 point down added how much, Jess?
That'll be 0.5 second, a half
So
second.
half second per, yeah.
So that'll be 13:52 when we add that one.
Great.
That's a kind of a real good time on it.
Bill, honestly, and this may or may not make the cut, say, how does your Beretta compare to, say, if you were using a 1911?
It really depends on the course of fire. If the shots are pretty well up close, I can almost shoot as well with a Beretta as I can a 1911. As the shots get more difficult and the ranges get farther, the 1911 advantage, starts really coming into play.
What about your first shot?
I've done a lot of double action shooting revolvers through the years, so the double action shot is really not that big a deal for me.
What about the transition from first to second?
That's the reason I like the Beretta over all the other double action autos. The let-off point of Beretta is exactly the same point whether you're shooting double action or single action, so there is no transition other than the second pull is lighter than the first one.
So actually, it's just like taking up the slack on the first shot.
Yeah.
Great.
This young man is Darrell Rader, and Darrell, you're a police officer, is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is, in Springfield, Missouri.
Well, this is something I'm sure you enjoy shooting. You had to make a little drive down here today, but I think this would be good for a lot of police officers to be involved in, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir, it is. It's a very realistic training. It's something we don't get back at the department on a regular basis, and I feel this supplements it very well.
Well, what gun are you shooting today, Darrell?
I'm shooting a Glock 17, sir, a 9mm.
Just so is that the same gun you carry on duty, or?
It's like it. I carry a .40 caliber on duty. I've carried this gun for several years on duty, and I just enjoy shooting it in these matches.
Well, great. Well, we certainly want to encourage more police to get involved in competitive shooting like this, because it does stress you out at times, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, it does. It adds something to the shooting.
Well, great. Well, Darrell, we're going to watch you make a run through this stage.
Thank you, sir.
We'll follow Darrell through this stage here.
Just give me a nod that you're ready.
Remember, we're having to shoot through this slot.
Shooter is ready. Stand by.
Got to make his reload.
If you're finished, unload, show clear, gun clear, holster. Range is clear. Time 12:66. Let's take a look at the score.
Which was a fast time.
Kind of fast time here. Especially when you have to pick up an extra shot, but you had a miss on the steel over there.
Right.
All right, on the first target we have a full score since we have 2 center hits here.
Good.
And on the second target, he drops down 1 point here from a perfect score.
Still good hit.
And on the third target, we got a full score, 2 center hits. On the fourth target, we have 2 center hits, so that's also a full score.
Great.
We got the steel.
Got a hit on the other steel right there.
And we're ending up with a full score. And also we have the steel all the way over here to the left. So basically that's, I would call it a perfect shooting here, right here. And actually he would beat the shooter we saw before, Bill Wilson, as this is 13 seconds and, what is it, 13:16. He would be with that 5 seconds added. So he beats Bill around roughly a half second.
Well, that's great. Good shooting, Darrell.
That's solid.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you doing that for us.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Friends, here it is. This is the great 1919 Browning converted to semi-automatic from the good people at NWI. This is your chance to own a real piece of history. They're very collectible. They're also a lot of fun to own and shoot, and very reasonably priced, certainly for what you get. The 1919 Browning is from NWI. That phone number, area 503-429-5001. They also have the ammunition special still going on. 30-06 ammunition, only 18 cents a round, surplus in the belt. So give them a call today, NWI, for the great 1919 Browning conversion. Also remember, they have the A6 conversion with the shoulder stock and the bipod. But these are tremendous pieces of history, also great shooters. So give them a call today, the 1919 Browning from NWI, area 503-429-5001.
And remember, friends, they're also making the 50 caliber version of this gun now. And those of you that are World War II history buffs know that the Ma Deuce was a tremendous weapon in that conflict. Also, they have ammunition at very reasonable prices for the 50 Browning. This is something that has not been available. Now you can have a 50 Browning version of a semi-automatic belt-fed machine gun. At least it started out as machine gun, now it's semi-automatic. If you can own a semi-automatic anywhere in the country, well, you can own one of these terrific guns. And I would not put it off. If in fact you want one of these guns, I promise you they will not be available forever. So if you want one, I'd put in my order as soon as I could. Please call them, area 503-429-5001, and again, please tell them you saw it here on our program.
This is Frank from Wilson's gun shop here. And Frank, what are you shooting today, sir?
I'm shooting one of our super grades. It's a 45 on the Wilson frame and slide. It's been hard chromed and polymer finished on top. It's pretty much our top of the line gun.
Now this is in 45 ACP.
In 45.
And you do have some custom touches, but nothing real radical. Now some officers might actually carry this on duty. Am I right?
That's right. There's really nothing on it that would make it where it wouldn't be a good carry gun.
And of course these are tremendous pieces of work, these Wilson guns. Now Frank, you actually had some military service yourself. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. I have.
So you're very comfortable with a 45.
It's been many, many years with 45, yes.
Well, this is another division. Now, which division of shooting today would this gun classify in?
This is the custom enhanced.
Custom enhanced?
Yes.
Okay, so really whatever kind of gun you got, I mean, you actually can come in and bring it in and shoot it. Am I right?
There's really no gun that's if it's a true carry gun that we don't have a division for.
Right. Well, all right, sir. We're going to watch you go through this same drill.
Load and make ready.
Friends, notice the emphasis on safety. Of course, everyone's walking around with an unloaded gun here on the range. And Frank's going to come with a full capacity magazine. He'll actually have about 9 rounds in this gun, I believe, which is certainly reasonable. And remember, these are depicting things that actually happen, how people actually would have to deal with the situation.
Go ahead when you're ready. Starting with both hands on the counter. Shooter is ready. Stand by.
Do I reload?
If you're finished, unload, show clear, gun clear, hammer down, and holster. Range is clear.
Hey, what, Frank, look good, sir. Let's see what you score.
Well, right now we have a time of 13:49. Let's see if he's added extra penalty time. On the first target here, we got a clean score.
Yeah, let's see. Excellent shooting, sir.
On target number 2,
We got
still have a clean score
clean
here.
score, center punch, the steel.
We got the steel, and we still have a clean score on target 3. On target 4, we still have a clean score. It's kind of riding on the edge here, but it is a clean score.
Absolutely.
We got steel, and we got steel, and then we are 1 point down here, which means that he'll be added a half second to his total time, so that will be 13:99.
And now, friends, we'll take a look at some of the winners. We don't have time to put everyone on, but we want to show you a few of the folks that did compete and win.
Stock service pistol, second place marksman, Joe Gross. 197.46 was his score.
You get the bill on camera, sir.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, stock service pistol, first place marksman, Tom King. 158 was his score.
Okay, nice job.
Okay, stock service pistol, first place sharpshooter, Craig Nordgren. 120.25.
Take one of them out.
Thank you, Carol.
Okay. Stock service pistol, first place expert, Daryl Rader. 109.46.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's your box.
Thank you.
Stock service pistol, first place master, Bill Wilson. 106.57.
Congratulations, sir.
Stock service pistol champion, Jess Christensen. 105.86.
Congratulations, Jess.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. What do you want to do?
Custom defensive, first place sharpshooter, Hunter Palant. 126.26.
Congratulations, Hunter.
Friends, we'd like to thank Bill Wilson and the entire group for showing us so much good hospitality and a great time at the IDPA state match for Arkansas. What you're looking at here, of course, is one of the Wilson combat guns. This is quite possibly the finest example of the 1911 that money can buy. If you'd like information on the guns or the great Wilson's parts, give them a call, 1-800-955-4856. Catalogs are only $5, which will be refunded on your first order. So it's a terrific bargain once you see their tremendous catalog. Again, Wilson's Combat, 1-800-955-4856, and please tell them that you saw it here on our program. And friends, you'll look on the left, you'll see our Pro Timer from Competition Electronics, but on the right, you see the new smaller Pocket Pro model. These are tremendous timers. If you do any sort of competitive shooting or you want to improve your shooting ability, you need to get a timer. For all the Competition Electronics products, from the timers, also these tremendous chronographs they have at remarkably low prices, you can, in fact, give them a call. Area 815-874-8001. Again, Competition Electronics, area 815-874-8001. Friends, get ready for the Soldier Fortune Convention and Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada, October 3, 4, and 5. For information, call them, area 303-449-3750. This will be at the Sands Convention Center. As always, I think it will be another great year in Las Vegas. There will be all kinds of weapons displays, all sorts of seminars. The three-gun match will be held in the desert along with the manufacturer's demonstration. It will, in fact, be another great year with a lot of good camaraderie. Remember, Las Vegas, Nevada, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. For information, call Soldier Fortune, area 303-449-3750. And incidentally, the official hotel will be the Sahara as Expo headquarters. Remember, the convention itself is in the Sands Convention Center. The official hotel will be at the Sahara. Friends, this will be another great time. We certainly hope to see you there. Now, friends, here it is. This is the terrific Golan semi-automatic alloy frame pistol from Israel Arms International, available in 9mm and 40 caliber. And here we have the Gall in 45 ACP. Those of you familiar with the 1911, well, this is a model of the 1911 with some improvements over the standard issue model. These are terrific guns. A forging, again, from Israel Arms International. And for those Browning high power fans, here is the Kareen in 9mm. This is a terrific bargain, a gun with a lot of extras from Israel Arms International. And let's take another look at the Golan pistol. Those of you familiar with the Sig Sauer pistols will find this very familiar, but with some important improvements. Israel Arms International, you can call them for a free catalog on all their merchandise, 1-800-599-2561. Again, 1-800-599-2561. Israel Arms International, the manufacturer of the Golan semi-automatic pistol, is proud to announce that Israeli Defense Forces training units in Israel and in the U.S. who specialize in training law enforcement agencies and military units have chosen the Golan pistol as the main double-action handgun for their training. They found the Golan to be reliable and accurate for tactical or self-defense purposes, thanks to the special features you can find only on this Golan pistol. And remember, friends, these guns are all at terrific prices. If any group should know about defensive weaponry, it should be the Israelis. Let's watch one of their instructors in action. And the IDF has found the Golan to be up to the task. And whether for sports shooting, for police or military, or for home defense, these are terrific guns. For information on the entire lineup of Israel Arms International products, give them a call, 1-800-599-2561. Remember, these are very economically priced for the quality you get. 1-800-599-2561, and please tell them that you saw it here on our program.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
You know, friends, we're going to run a little experiment here that I think you may find interesting. We're standing about 21 feet, about 7 yards away from our steel disc back here. And you know, a lot of people who are applying for concealed carry permits, and I know a lot of women who carry pepper gas or stun gun, something in their purse, or maybe they have a gun in their purse, but it's buried in there with keys and with deposit slips and credit cards and who knows what else. And these people walk around thinking, well, I've got a gun or I've got pepper gas or something and I'm secure. I think I can really defend myself. I'm probably safe. And they go walking all through parking lots at malls and things, and their gas or their gun or whatever is buried somewhere in their purse. Well, a lot of police officers carry so much stuff on their belt. They have grab-resistant holsters, and a lot of them don't go out and practice on the draw. They sometimes when they go out and shoot, but they don't practice drawing their gun in an emergency. Well, let me show you something. We have our pro timer today, and we're going to time something. Now, let's say that you had someone who's going to attack you, and most encounters, most difficulties, attacks come under 21 feet, about 7 yards or less. We have a little hammer here. We need something to make noise. Tell you what, now, yours truly, probably of average speed. I'm certainly in good health. In fact, I'm a little stove up. I helped the judge move off his furniture all morning. So, tell you the truth, I'm a little, I pulled something the wrong way apparently. So I'm not moving as rapidly as as I would on some days, but let's try something. You know, we'll start our timer by pressing our button here, and I'll start to run at our steel desk, and I'll hit it with this little hammer, and that will turn the timer off. And we're not going to have reaction time. When I start my run to the desk, I'll go ahead and I'll punch the timer at the same time, have it here in my hand. So we'll know how long it takes me to go 7 yards as quickly as I can this afternoon. But think about it. If someone was running at you with a knife or was going to attack you, and suppose you were armed, suppose you had your pepper gas, suppose you had your gun. Let's see what it looks like right now, actually. I'll start my run, press the timer at the same time, and the hammer strike on the steel disc there will turn our timer off. It'll record that time. So let's do that right now. Okay. Now realize that I had to do a little stopping in there too and hold the timer up. Took 1.6 seconds. 1.6 seconds. Let's try it again. Like I said, I'm not moving too terribly rapidly today. 21 feet, 1.6 seconds. Take another shot at it. Okay. Again, I'm having to hold my timer up. All right, 1.49. Call it a second and a half. A second and a half. Now then, try the same drill, but I'll let the timer start me this time. So I'll have to do a reaction time, and let's see how long it takes from my, go ahead and unsnap my holster here. In fact, let's write this down. Bring our paper in here. 1.5 seconds. All right, that's how long it will take for someone to get to you, or less. If they're already running, it'd be less, and if they didn't try and stop, it'd be less. So probably talking about more like a second, but let's see. Now then, and I know what's going to happen. See, I know that I'm going to have to draw and hit that disc in under a second and a half, and see, think about it, if you're a police officer, you won't be expecting it. If you're in a parking lot, you won't be expecting it. So let's just do it. I'll let the timer start me at will. I'll have my hands down at my sides. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, 1.21 seconds. I only had about 0.3 of a second to realize what was happening. Let's try it again. Plus I missed the disc. Blue, you stay out of the way. Try it again. I moved. Okay, 1.35 seconds. Let's get a second run at it. Okay, 1.33 seconds. So see, we're talking with the revolver 1.35. 1 1/3 seconds. So see, we're only talking about like 1/10 of a second and a half to realize what's happening, to look for a weapon, whatever. So let's try it. That's from a draw. If you're a police officer, of course my holster's unsnapped. Now then, if I have the gun in my hand, or I had my pepper gas in my hand if I were walking out toward a car, let's see how much time I have then. Well, I blew one of the chains off. All right, 67 hundredths of a second. So I would have time. Now you ladies think about this now. 67 hundredths. If you have that pepper gas in your hand, or you walk outside and you've got your hand in your purse, maybe slung across your shoulder, or if you're a man with a concealed carry permit and you can conceal your gun, you might...
Well, friends, we hope you're enjoying our program today. We're going to have to come back to this particular feature on the next show, and we just don't have enough time today to do everything we want to do. We've gotten some tape footage in from some friends of ours that of several different things, a rifle and some shooting matches and things, and we hope we can get that on next week. We certainly hope we have time. The judge is tied up today. He's moving a lot of stuff out of his office and into a new storage facility, and he has been going at it for, in fact, all day and is not able to be with us today. But there are a number of things we do need to cover on today's program. We would like to say how much we appreciate Bill Wilson's courtesy and all the shooters. You know, the nicest event that you can imagine going to is a shooting match. I have never seen more courteous, more decent, more jovial, easygoing people than at a shooting match. It's really true. The most respectful people. You know, I've seen fights and people cussing, carrying on at church softball games, but at a shooting match, I have never seen an altercation. Everyone is really respectful of each other, and the good news is, even if you mess up, for example, I was out there shooting on Sunday some, and I had a pretty tough day, but everybody was as nice as could be, and they encourage you to say, well, here's what you're doing wrong. You know, and people come up and they won't be overbearing, but they'll say, well, here's what you need to do. And this is the great thing about participating in a shooting event. You'll have competitors loaning each other parts. You know, just it's nobody say, well, I hope they fall down and faint because I can have a better chance of winning. There's not that. There's a remarkable degree of camaraderie, and we're certainly supporting this new IDPA association. Something I want to read to you, news item sent to me on Friday, May 2nd. San Diego police attempted to serve a warrant at a house in the suburb of National City and were greeted by automatic gunfire. Police exchanged gunfire with suspected criminals inside. The confrontation lasted over an hour and was videotaped. CS gas, the same type used in Waco, was shot into the house, and according to the Union Tribune newspaper, as the CS gas filled the house, it ignited and caused the entire structure and surrounding palm trees to be engulfed in flames. 2 people inside the house died of either gunshots or incineration. And friends, this is something that did not get into the national news because, remember, CS gas is what Janet Reno and her crew used on the Branch Davidians, and it is apparently a very, very flammable gas, very, very dangerous. And they knew 60 adults and 20 children were in that facility down there in Waco, Texas, and they used it anyway. So it is a crying shame. And again, this is on videotape, and this did not make your national news. It is very, very distressing because it looks like the Reno fire squad is at it again. It just looks like there's no I don't understand what they can possibly be thinking in a situation like an assault on people are shooting back at you. That's one thing, but when you have women and children involved, I just flatly don't understand the use of CS gas. You know what, friends? The only chance we have as free citizens and as gun owners is to just simply tell the truth about who we are and what we're trying to do to as many Americans as possible, because you know what? Most people can think, and most people will understand the truth and can add 2 and 2, and most people in this country will agree with us with our stand on firearms, with our stand on personal liberties. Yes, they will. But you know, before they can agree with us, they have to be educated as to what we stand for and what we're about. The best way that has ever been devised to educate anybody or tell anybody information on a wide scale is by television. And that's where we are. We are, of course, the #1 gun television program that has ever been. And you know what? Right now, we're talking with some folks. We have a real chance. I hope it's good. I think it's pretty good of putting together a gun-friendly network. Now, this will mean that more cable companies will take our program and other gun-friendly programming. We can get on more than once a week. And you know what? If you would like to help us get there, if you would, this is a real opportunity. We think it's something that has to be done. It is a real opportunity for all of us as gun owners to make a much, much greater impact on the public opinion in this country. So if you would like to help us, you can please send whatever you can to the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Dubberly, Louisiana. That zip code is 71024. If you'd like to call us and talk about it, you can do that too. Area 318-377-5189. Friends, we've got a shot. We have a real shot. And you know, a lot of you know, certainly I've been crossways with the NRA a lot of times. Right now, Charlton Heston is saying some real good things. And see, even when I don't agree with an organization, which I don't a lot of the time, the NRA, it looks like they're doing some good now with Charlton Heston. It looks like Charlton Heston is going to do some good for the NRA and for all of us as gun owners. So we really do want to applaud the efforts that we have seen from Charlton Heston. I do want to mention our Shooting Show support group and our good friends, Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery down in Denham Springs, Louisiana. They do all kinds of custom leather work. From repairing boots and shoes to saddles and holsters. They also make harnesses for guide dogs. You can call them, area 504-667-9225. Again, area 504-667-9225. Friends, whatever you can do, if you can help us, it is crucial that we improve our standing on television with firearms and with gun rights. We have to, if we have any hope at all of retaining our gun rights. The publications are great, but you know what? The magazines are flatly not enough. We can respond on this project within days to when something happens. We can ask you folks to start writing letters, sending faxes, making phone calls, and the best the publications can do is months away. Well, that's one of the huge advantages we have, and honestly, it is a privilege to sit here in this chair. And if we're on today, if you're watching us on TV, we're still on. But we're on partially due to your help. Whatever you can do, friends, please, will you help us? Because, you know, together we can make a difference. This is important. We can do it. It doesn't take 90% of the population. It only takes 5% that is educated, motivated, and activated. Well, again, thanks for being with us on today's program. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next show. And remember, you can get discount prices on the full line of Spyderco and Cold Steel knives from Advantage Outlet, 1-800-561-1719, or on the internet, www.advantage-outlet.com/knives.